fiber are three things that are really, really key to help you stay full, fuel your body right. Frozen fruit is actually oftentimes more healthy than fresh fruit because it's like picked when it's actually ripe.
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
What's going on? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have my boy JJ in the house.
What's going on, guys?
I recently sponsored JJ through Promix and Olipop, and so today we flew him into New York City. First time I'm meeting him face to face. We're gonna do a little training in. We're gonna sit down, and today we're gonna have a special guest of Albert Matheny, my partner at Promix Nutrition, registered dietitian, exercise science. This guy is freaking super smart, and he's gonna be giving tips on how John, JJ, can lose weight. The best way to optimize his body today. What supplements he should be taking, what supplements he shouldn't be taking, what foods he should and should not be eating. We're gonna go over it all today in New York. Let's go.
Let's do it, bud.
Let's
hey.
go, dog.
What's going on, guys? My name is JJ from Kansas City. Here, do a little Promix video with everybody, work out and meet the nutritionist. I've been doing boxing for about 15 years almost. Goals from like 12 months. I definitely want to be a pro boxer in the ring, competing, but also just kind of be like a presence to the world, like it's possible. I mean, I lost a lot of weight before, I gained it back, and I'm back on the journey. I just want to prove like it's never too late. Let's go ahead and do it. Woo!
Ty's the boy, right?
Yeah. You're doing right. Yeah. It's flowing now. Plunge, Albert. I mean, it's your body's in fight or flight, right? So all your blood rushes, I believe, to your organs. So like trying to protect your body, which then when you get out creates blood flow through the rest of your body. So kind of in and out, which blood flow then creates healing.
Yeah, it's like cold pipes and hot pipes, like contraction and expansion moves fluid. So if you have like swelling and different things like that, like lymphatic drainage can be helped by like changing something from like everything constricts and everything relaxes, and so it helps like circulate fluids in your body.
Whenever you're ready. Yeah. You good? You got it? Woo! Oh yeah! That's right, breathe. 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 You got the dog support. You got the dog support.
Woo!
You're good.
Ah, Mexico, Florida, Palm Bay.
Yo, you're good.
Woo!
Come on. How you feeling?
Refreshed. Warm.
Check it out. You're at 115.
Woo!
Easy breezy. Let's go, JJ.
I'm definitely awake.
The elite.
The elite.
You ready?
Let's do it.
The elite. The elite. Come on. You're almost there. You're almost there.
Oh, shit.
You got it? Light work. Now I like to go back in the sauna. There you go. Good?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, just got done the workout with JJ. We got Albert, the homie. Albert just put on the stove as well. We're gonna make a little shake. This shake is specifically for, you're doing high intensity workouts, JJ over here is doing minimum 1 workout a day, maybe 2 sometimes. Still gonna get calories in. I think there's conversation around if you're trying to lose weight, don't eat, which is not the healthiest way to go about it. So Albert's gonna explain what you can put in the shake when you're trying to lose weight, especially for a high active athlete like JJ over here.
Basically, we got a little bit of everything. We got some berries. Obviously, you guys know blueberries, high in antioxidants. It's actually a really great source of fiber too. And when you think about just like eating for trying to optimize your body composition, lose weight, whatever your goals are, protein, fat, and fiber are 3 things that are really, really key to help you stay full, fuel your body right. So we've got blueberries, tons of fiber. We've got almond milk, which is kind of just our base. And then you can kind of pick when you choose a vanilla or chocolate protein. We've got a nut butter, again, good source of fat and protein. And coconut oil, good source of fat, specifically medium chain triglycerides. Then we're gonna blend it. You've got fat, protein, and fiber all in one shake. Easy to do after the workout. Make you feel great the rest of the day.
All right, so when I do it, I kind of just guesstimate the whole thing. If you don't put enough liquid in, it starts to be a super thick shake. Always put the liquid in first so the stuff doesn't stick. Just a little nut butter. This, definitely a good go-to. Vanilla or chocolate?
Let's do vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Was that 4?
Yeah. They're generous, Devon-sized scoops.
Generous, very generous scoops. Blueberries, the whole thing. I like blueberries. You don't think it's gonna blend it? Oh, dude. All the powder on. Cheers.
Cheers. Mom.
Good?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
There's a little,
Yeah, I like it.
little ice chunks in it. Over your head.
What's up, everyone? This is Albert Matheny, co-founder of Promix with Devon. And my background is exercise physiology, kinesiology, undergrad, graduate degrees, food science, human nutrition, I'm a registered dietitian. I spent years and years working with athletes and everyone in between on how to get the most out of their nutrition. And it's not always like, oh, I want to, bench 5 more pounds or run half a second faster in 200 meters. A lot of times it's just like, I want to feel better during the day. I want to have more energy. I want my workouts to go well. I don't want to be so tired. And so today we're talking with JJ and just hitting up what are some basics and like specific questions he's got, or just kind of like general nutrition that'll help anyone. All right, JJ, what's going on?
Some crazy stuff happened a lot, in my life where I just kind of like lost focus and I was eating out, just comfort food, you know what I'm saying? And there was never like a good time to like cook for me, And then some, stuff started happening where I was like, all right, I need to change my life.
Right.
And so just started working out a little bit more and more. And I kind of just forgot about like nutrition.
Yeah.
And that's the big problem right now is like getting back to finding out what I need to eat. And I have a general idea, but I don't have the time. I work a full-time job, anywhere from 40 to sometimes 75 hours a week. And then my mom's dealing with cancer, so I have to take her to do chemo and stuff like that. Other bitty little things where it's like, I personally just, when I get home, I'm just like, I don't want to cook. I don't want to do anything. Yeah. Sometimes I revert back to like the, fast food, easy stuff. But I try my best, like, okay, rather than a fried chicken sandwich, I'll get a grilled chicken sandwich from Sonic. But
I think people try to go too extreme one direction, which you've probably gone through. You've done like, I'm going to change everything, and then it's too disruptive to your whole routine, and then it's not sustainable. And so I always start with just, what is your kind of daily routine now? And then we try to like make as few and small adjustments that have the most impact. What time are you getting up? And then are you working out in the morning? Are you immediately going to work? Or like, what do you start your day off with?
It's all over the place right now. Like, there's no like real schedule. As best as possibly, like I'll wake up around 5:50, 6:20, and hop in the shower, go to work. And then, sometimes I'll, have a bag of nuts. I'm not drinking the water. I need to drink. I know I need to drink like a gallon, but it's just like, I gotta set the schedule for this, and it gets too like overwhelming, and I just totally push that stuff aside. I pretty much go without eating. If I do get like super hungry, I'll run to the vending machine and get like a little Smucker's peanut butter jelly sandwich or something. Sometimes I have to go check up on mom because she's doing chemo. And then I'll head to the gym, get there roughly between 6:37 sometimes. Stay there until like 10, maybe 11, just hitting mitts, doing whatever I can, go home, sleep. I'll probably stay up until like 1, 2 o'clock, and then run it back. And if I have enough time, that's where I'm like, okay, I'll just go grab a chicken sandwich. Or lately I've been going to like Hawaiian Bros and get salad. And I get like some kind of chicken they have, and I was like, this is the best I can do right now. You know, I'm just working with whatever I can, and I get kind of stressed out sometimes, so I'm just like, add some extra chicken on there.
I always think about when you wake up and like you said, like your days kind of like can be variable with work, going to see mom, doing all that stuff. And so you can at least bookend your day with things that you can kind of control. So like, you know, when you wake up in the morning, like you're in your home and you have the ability to like decide what's available to you to some degree. For a lot of people, eggs are a really, really easy thing to make. Even if it's a microwave egg, you can get like an egg dish and rock it in there in 30 seconds. And you have like hot protein that's like amazing value for what you get out of it. If you can start your day off with a meal that's high quality nutrition, where you've got eggs, maybe you've got some kind of cheese, avocado, whatever type thing, and that can really set you up for success the rest of the day. So you can avoid like the grab and go items like the vending machine or whatever. If we take your morning and just have, you know, a gallon of water that you can just grab and take with you, and that's your goal for the day, is to like finish that gallon. Having that protein, some fat in the morning is super helpful, and then you can, you know, make it through most of the day. If you can have whole foods, that's always like the optimum thing. And then really like Promix came about because if you're a busy person who works all the time and you've got a lot going on, or you're an athlete, like Devon said, you're training once, maybe twice a day, you're running to see mom, doing all these different things. So like you don't always have time to sit down and have like a hot meal. You know, like you're like, yo, I just want to go home. I'm like tired. Right. No. So like, that's where like, you're like, okay, this is not the ideal situation, or maybe I didn't plan far ahead enough, but I can have a protein shake and I know I'm getting some basics in. It's kind of like you're pinch hitting with something, you know, it's like, I could either like grab something at the drive-thru or whatever, or I can make a shake like we just made. Right. And that's pretty good. That can really be a huge game changer. And the other part of like, you mentioned the hydration thing. The thing in fast food too is just not that salt is bad, but like super high volumes of sodium, especially if you're not hydrated. And that's the thing too, is like, as you probably know, like a lot of times if you feel really hungry, it's actually like you're just dehydrated a bit. Right. And if you're working as hard as I know you're working, you're going to be sweating a lot. It's like wearing football pads, you know, like you're like, you get sweaty, right? Starting off the day with where it's as easy as microwaving some eggs, you can make it through the day at work. Maybe you like, instead of doing there is a good difference between like the PB&J out of the vending machine and the one you can make at home. If you like plan that ahead, myself, when I was super busy, I would just batch things. You know, you see people online, they do like, you make like 8 sandwiches for the week, right, you know, and even that is like, one, it saves you money, but two, it's like better quality nutrition, which is really helpful. And then it also gives you, I kind of know that feeling of you got all these things going on and it's a bit like stressful, and just having it where it calms you down knowing that you've like planned ahead. Like, oh, I got my sandwich, I'm gonna have that before my workout. So when you're 2 hours into your workout, you're not like dying. What I see happen a lot is if you're pushing yourself like that, you just worked all day and then you're putting long time in the gym, then you're kind of like, you've stressed your body a lot, and it's hard to make good decisions because you just want to say, F it, I'm just going to do a drive-through. That's pretty much it. It gets to that point where like, I'm just so overwhelmed from work, mom, the boxing, and then like... Yeah, you're at 10 out of 10. I'm just like... Red line. Yeah. If you give yourself some good base early in the day, you had a good breakfast, you're like, all right, I feel good about that. Like, it's like, if I don't have that, you know, I think about like Devon, he travels a lot, but like you see him, he'll a couple nights a week have a really good piece of meat, have some real good salads, homemade kind of stuff. And then he's got this kind of baseline where like he can't control his whole schedule, but he's got probably 40 to 60% of the week that he does actually control. Because not everything he shows is like, oh, every morning he has like the same thing, or every evening, like 4 nights a week he's eating at home or something like that. So like, I think there's some small changes that can make a big impact. The breakfast, packing a lunch, and then having something where it's like, you know, that's the beauty of like a protein powder, where even if you don't plan ahead, if you just have something like this at your desk, you can just have a shake after your workout. After your workout, one, having that protein kind of stops that catabolic breakdown of your muscles and helps you start to recover. And then the other part is that it takes kind of that edge off, and like it will calm you down. Part of that overwhelmed feeling is your blood glucose is probably pretty low. And so you're kind of just like scrambling to figure out what can I get? And so if you have a protein shake right after you work out, that'll really help kind of like give you a second. And then you can say, all right, no, I can't make it till I get home and I can have a shake, or I can like whip up something real quick.
Everybody's in my ear, like, oh, you should do keto. You should you should do, don't eat, just have salad.
Right. Nutrition is a lot more simple than anyone says. And like, we try to keep it pretty simple with our products as far as like, we're not offering a million different things. Like, we really focus on only the stuff that we think will make a difference. And when it comes to nutrition, that there is individual variability with people, but overall, like, people need the same kind of three things: it's protein, it's fats, and some carbs. And the carbs is really the thing that you dial up or down based on how active you are. So if Devon's climbing a whole bunch, or you're doing like double workouts a day, like, your carb intake does need to be higher, and it's probably the highest percentage of calories you're gonna eat. People didn't used to eat 50 million different things. You know, you think about the world, it was like pretty separated. If you were in Ireland, you're eating meat and potatoes.
Right.
You know, if you're in the Caribbean, you're eating fish and fruit.
Right.
You know, and so like this idea that you need to have like 50 different types of food and all that is not how people developed. Frozen fruit is actually oftentimes more healthy than fresh fruit because it's like picked when it's actually ripe. And then if you're at the grocery store, like the fresh fruit has been like aging over time. I don't have a great grocery store near me. You can get frozen chicken, you can get frozen beef, you can get frozen fruit. You can have that stuff and it can just be immediately ready, you know, whenever you want. You don't ever have to worry about going bad. It can be much less expensive than eating out, but people get in the trouble of, well, I bought this salad, I bought this, and it all goes bad. And you like waste half of it. And then you're also like, yo man, like, I'm not gonna like keep spending this money, and then I'll just go get, you know, a hot chicken sandwich at the drive-thru.
I actually bought like a whole bunch of like blueberries, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make some Promix, you know, shakes and stuff. And then like a day or two later, I look and like there's mold on it. I'm just like, it's it's super bummer. I was like, well, go to Sonic, I guess. You know?
Think about your goal weight or around that, and try to hit that number of grams of protein per day. So maybe you're like, yo, I want to be 200 pounds. Say, all right, I'm gonna go for 200. That's a lot of protein. I don't know if you'll get there, but one, it's not gonna hurt you if you do get there. Right. And then we have the protein calculator on the site, but like, you shouldn't really be over 30% of your daily protein from supplements. Like, you can easily get, you know, a large egg is about 6 grams of protein. Chicken breast, you can have about 30 grams. So like, it's easy to get these little chunks up. And so hit your protein goal for the day. The carbs, you're gonna be able to dial up and down based on your activity. And then the fat is just something you can add in. Like, if you're having chicken where it's lean, just simple, like another thing that's not gonna go bad, you have it at your house is like olive oil or something like that. Just put it on there with the chicken. You probably think about your body like that. You're like, it's input, output, and you're like, all right, you know, when I do this, it hurts my knee. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like, I gotta like find the exercise that work for me. Food's the same way, where if you eat similarly every day, you'll start to see like, okay, like, I'm making progress with this and my energy's okay. I don't feel like dead in the gym. And then you can like tweak it up or down and be like, man, like when I skipped lunch the other day, I didn't have my PB&J, like I felt terrible in the gym. So then you're like, all right, I need something before I work out. Say you took an extra 200 calories before your workout, but it made you feel great. You're gonna far exceed that caloric input with the output during your workout. You know, you'll probably be able to go like 3 extra rounds of boxing or something like that. Post-workout overwhelm feeling is, again, a lot of times tied to your blood sugar. And so when you work out, your blood sugar starts to decline. So if you can come into a workout and you've had some carbs or something like that brings your blood sugar up, you're gonna start at a good spot, and then you're not gonna end up like totally like maxed out at the end where you're like dizzy and like all that stuff.
What's like a good example for something that I could have like before
workout? Mm-hmm. It's a little bit dependent. Like, I think Devon is someone who does not eat stuff necessarily before he works out. A lot of times he works out fasted. Some people can literally have a PB&J sandwich and they're like, I feel great. Right. I think like I've worked with a lot of runners, and like some runners would be like, I can't run with anything in my stomach. I would do whatever is easy. Like, if you're like, dude, I love PB&J, have a PB&J. Like, that's actually a good combination of like, you've got some carbs, you like it, you've got some fat and a little bit of protein in it. Like, that's pretty easy. Like, the thing we don't really want to have pre-workout necessarily, or before your workout, is something where it's got a lot of fat or like excess amounts of protein. Like the things we talked about before, like protein, fat, and fiber, those things all slow down digestion. So you feel like you're like digesting a meal when you're working out. Mm-hmm. Physiologically, when you're digesting, the blood goes to your stomach. And so it's not as good for like actually working out. Like, you want the blood in your muscles, and you oftentimes get upset stomach because basically your muscles are demanding the blood and it's being shunted towards your muscles away from digestion. So if you can have something that's like, you know, kind of gives you a little boost,
and it's simple, like crackers or like a banana or like some kind of fruit. Like that's where I go for fruit a lot. You can always have an apple or something that's easy. Just do what works for you, and no one's like super on the spectrum special. Right. In terms of like, you can't be like, oh, like I don't need any carbs all the time. It just like, it's not a long-term like good sustainable practice. Again, find what works for you. And the biggest thing is keep it simple. Anybody will tell you like working out is just consistency, you know? And so it is just keep it as simple as possible and write down the basic things. Like I know I'm gonna buy 2 dozen eggs at the grocery store. That's gonna get me through my week because I'm gonna have 4 eggs every day. And then Sunday I'm gonna like have something special. You don't need to worry about, there's no like superfoods you need. There's no like magic green stuff you need. It's not gonna change the world for you. I mean, people really, I think, do well with like the gallon of water type thing. I see a lot of people do that, and it's a really helpful way to just give you something to focus on that day. And it kind of is like an anchor for you to like visually see something and be like, yo, I've got to accomplish this today. And you know how it is where like things snowball. Like if you drink all that water, you're like, yo, I got that done, like check mark. I'm also gonna like make sure I get my workout in. I'm gonna find the time. Some of those non-negotiables are really key. If you're like, I'm gonna work out 5 days this week, and you just don't let anything get in the way of that. So every time you work out, it gets you in touch with your body. You know, like it's easy to like sit at home, be bored and be like, oh, I'm kind of hungry or whatever. But like when you work out, like it's a different kind of hungry. You know, you're like actually hungry.
Right.
You know, and you're like, yo, I really want. A good thing to think about if people, oftentimes you lose touch with your body. You don't know when to trust yourself about like, yo, should I eat or not? Like, I don't know. I think I'm all right. When you clean up your diet, your body starts to know what you need more. You know, like that's, again, like the beauty of working out. Like you tap into that natural primal physiological state. Your body knows what it needs to like perform. And like if you go, you know, if we were go run a couple miles right now, you'd be like, yo, I'm thirsty. I'm actually thirsty. And then you also might be like, God, I'd love like some oranges right now or something like that. That's really like your body's telling you need these things. It needs like some sugar, it needs some citrus or like whatever. Fast food, it's beyond what the nutrition ingredients are or whatever, but like it changes your palate a lot. It's got like a lot of carbs or whatever. It's more about like, it's got a bunch of flavors and things in it that make other foods not taste as well. That's how we, you know, like Olipop or Promix or whatever, like brands that try to not over sweeten things. Like the shake we made wasn't that sweet. Yeah. You get a little bit of sweetness, but it's mainly you're tasting the blueberries and stuff like that. And so if you got to kind of tone down your palate to not need like the Coke sweetness or like the saltiness or the spicy fry kind of thing. Yeah, you know? They kind of just put it under spices. Like there's not good regulation around what can be included in spices. And so I can't say that there's like, I don't think there's like MSG in something, which there's, you know, debates around that, but there is like flavor intense ingredients. It's kind of like Doritos. It's like, yeah, you have a Dorito, you're like, whoa, that was extremely flavorful. And your body gets used to that. And then if you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat good, I'm gonna like have some grilled chicken, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking boring unless it's like mad spicy and like, or it's like Taco Bell with like, you know.
I use Italian dressing. So
yeah. So like if you can tone down those flavors, then you're starting to actually like taste stuff, and then you re-educate your body just into what you're actually needing. Fast food bread has a lot of sugar in it, you know? So it's like, it's jacking you up with the sweetness and then the salt. And that's like a tough combination. So if you can like, you're basically detoxing your body like when you work out, when you drink water and all that stuff, and it kind of helps you bring back down to like a baseline. Protein and fat are very expensive ingredients. So like fast foods or diet products or low fat ice creams or whatever it is, they want to remove protein and fat because they're expensive. And they want to put in sugar, water, air, or like high intensity sweeteners or natural flavors, things that give you a flavor sensation and kind of like impact your senses a lot, but they don't actually give you any nutrition. We kind of talked about like controlling your environments and like in the morning, at least you know what you can have, or at night. During the day, you're like, I don't know what my day's gonna be like sometimes. That's fair. But at home, it's really important to like, just keep stuff out of your house so you know the problem. Once it gets in the house, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah. You know, like if like I like ice cream, like have that be something you go out to get and have it be with a friend or something like that, where it's like, you've got it tied to like a good experience rather than, oh, it's here. You know, and then it's a boredom thing because like I remember when I cleaned up my kitchen like years ago, I just stopped thinking about food all the time because I wasn't like, I got those chips in the cabinet, that'd be good right now. It's not that you can't ever have it, but it just shouldn't be like in the house because then it'll be special, something that you have, you know, after a good week or something. But all right, JJ, I appreciate you talking with me today, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're doing some big stuff. We're super excited. JJ's part of the team. He's inspiring to everyone, and we got a road ahead, but we're making progress every fucking day.
Every fucking day. Full on fucking send. Let's fucking go, man.
Yeah, dude.
coconut butter and honey melted down, and like you make these balls, are amazing for endurance.
Like and subscribe.